Good morning, Tubman Toads. Today is January 7th, 2021. We're going to start today with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll say our Tubman Pledge. I will do my best today and every day. I will love and respect myself, others, and my environment. I will have a positive attitude about learning and stay focused on my work. Today's a great day, and I'm here ready to learn. I think it's really important that we started with our pledges today because yesterday was a very important, big, and sad day in our country. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened, and then know that your teachers will be available to talk to you. And we also have Ms. Blackwood and Ms. Allen and Mr. Webster available to talk to you if you want to talk further about what happened. So yesterday, the president was upset. He has been upset about losing the election, and he has been telling his supporters that the election wasn't fair. So yesterday, the House and Senate do something that they call certify the election. And that's when they make it official. So yesterday, officially, Joe Biden would be selected as president because we had an election in November. But the president and some of his supporters, including some senators and members of the House, got their supporters together and said, that's not fair, and we need to go stop this. And so said things like the election was stolen or again, not fair. And there's been a lot of investigations, and that's not true. The election was fair, but they were very upset. The supporters were upset. The president was upset, and some members of the House and Senate were upset. And so as this process started, a protest started, and it started at the White House, and then they moved to the Capitol building. And there was a lot of people, and their protest became unsafe. They were able to not peacefully protest. They were able to break into the Capitol building, which they're not supposed to do. And they were able to be very disrespectful to our government building, our government materials. They went in people's offices, and it was not okay, and it was not safe. And that's scary because it's in our city, and some of us have friends or family that work there, and so for that reason it was upsetting. But it was upsetting for a couple of other reasons, and I want to explain those. So first of all, it was upsetting because the Capitol building represents our democracy and our government, and our democracy and our government is really an important thing in our country and in our world. And when our founders designed our democracy, it was really a big deal because it was a different kind of government. And so to have this building that represents our government be damaged and be not respected was really upsetting for some people. Another very important reason that it was upsetting is that the protesters were treated very differently than other protesters. So this summer, after people were killed and hurt for being Black or for being brown, the Black Lives Matter movement had a lot of protest. And those protesters were treated much differently. They were treated much harsher. Some of them were arrested. They were told they couldn't go certain places, and they were treated more like criminals and not treated as the protesters yesterday were. The protesters yesterday were largely white, and they were allowed to break into the Capitol. They were not treated like criminals. They were they got away with what many people think was just not. It was too much, and that Black protesters never would have been able to get away with that. And so it was upsetting also because it showed our systemic, which is our systems in our country, racism once again. And so it was upsetting for that reason. So those are the three big reasons. Maybe you knew someone working there and you were worried about their safety, worried about our democracy and our government and kind of an attack on that, or because you could be upset about all of them. It was upsetting because it was open racism that we got to see, and that we have to again face and talk about and think about. So there's a lot of feelings coming out of it. So I feel angry about the racism. I feel angry that our democracy was attacked. I find it very upsetting. I also feel confused. Like how did that happen? How did they get in? How did it get that far? I don't like that there was unsafe behavior. I don't think that that's good for our country or for our government. And with all of that, those feelings, I also feel hopeful because of you all. So if you ask your teachers, they will probably tell you, and I will tell you, that the reason that I do this work is because I love you. I love you, our students, and I know that you are going to make the world better. And so that's why we're talking about this today. We don't want to pretend like it didn't happen, because it did happen. And so we are going to talk about it because you are going to continue to learn from it. You're going to continue to explore your voice as a leader. And when we say that you're empowered to question, challenge, and change the world, we really mean it. And so that's why we're talking about it today, because you are going to grow up and you're going to be the people in government, or the people maybe protecting government, or people that are teaching other students about how to use their voice. And so I do feel hope in this too. And I'm excited to see what you will do to make the world better. And so in our pledge, when we say I'll have a positive attitude about learning, part of the reason we say that is because that's why we are so pressed, as you guys sometimes say, to make sure that you're learning as much as you can, because we want you to have all the knowledge so that you are empowered to question, challenge, and change the world. So I'm going to stop talking now. You guys will have some time to talk about this today. If you need more support, let your teacher know, and we will get it for you. We're in this together, and we are going to have a great day as we continue to shape the world that we want to live in.